Welcome to Trippy Commentaries baseball coverage for the 2014 season. I'm RJ, Kyle here, and we're going to break down every single team heading into the 2014 season. But before that, we're going to give you guys our top 10 pitchers of the 2014 season. That is actually the starting pitchers. This really doesn't include any relief pitchers. Of course, closers are always top-notch, but this is the starting pitchers. The aces, and of cour's there are a lot to choose from.
The first guys that reported that today is the official day. They have reported and the catchers and
pitchers and catchers.
Pitchers and catchers. Let's start with the pitchers.
It's officially underway. You know, when pitchers and catchers report, it's game time. It's time to roll. So we'll have spring training coming up. There's a lot of really good pitchers in this day and age in the world of baseball. You know, you look at the list and you can make like a top 30 and, you know, your hardcore baseball fans will know all of them.
Yeah.
They're all really good pitchers, so it was really hard to make the list. But that said, we had to do it. We made the top 10 starting pitcher list, and let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right, so we'll start off number 10. This guy has been around for a long time. He's won Cy Youngs. He's made it to World Series. His team is not quite on that level anymore, that being the Philadelphia Phillies, and that's Cliff Lee.
Yeah.
Last season had a 2.87 ERA, a 1.01 whip. This guy is just too good to not put in the top 10. That's the bottom line. We had some other guys we wanted to put in there, but you can't take Cliff Lee out. He's too good.
Yeah, you can't take him out. He's probably a future Hall of Famer. He's an amazing left-handed pitcher. You know, every team needs to have a good starting left-handed pitcher in their lineup, and Cliff Lee is Mr. Dependable pitcher. Every single season, he's going to come through. He's going to use his changeup. He's going to get a lot of strikeouts. He's going to use his accuracy on his fast. I mean, that guy, he can pinpoint accurate on his fastball.
Yeah.
And he's just going to come through, and he's going to pitch over 200 innings in a season, and that is what a team needs. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to pick him up.
Yeah, obviously a lot of rumors that he could get traded. And like you were saying, man, that guy might have the best control of any pitcher in baseball.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing, and last season he had 222 innings pitched and 222 strikeouts, so he's still doing his thing, and like you said, we'll see if he gets traded. That'd be a huge acquisition for that team. Max Scherzer comes in at number 9, last season's Cy Young Award winner in the American League. He had a 2.90 ERA, a .97 whip. Now, this is an odd season for him. He just signed a 1-year, $15+ million contract. So he got the big money, but it's a 1-year contract. Do you think he can repeat the success we saw him have last season?
I don't see him having the same success he had last season. I think a lot of teams are going to figure out what he was doing and what he was so successful here in the off season. I mean, if he can come back and have the accuracy he had and just keep getting the strikeouts, I mean, he has that pitching staff is very solid, and he's a big part of it. I just don't see him with the ERA come back as good.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it, kind of leveling off, probably around like 2.6, somewhere around in there. Still a good season. I mean, just probably not as great of a season as he had last season.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was a tough choice, who to make the top guy in that rotation there for the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
Of course, he's got probably his mentor, Justin Verlander, there with him.
Yep.
But unfortunately, Max Scherzer, he's been good for a while, but last season was a whole nother level. Yep. He definitely deserved that Cy Young award. But is he a 1-year wonder? Can we see him repeat? Now, as far as us, we decided to go Verlander over Scherzer. Last season was definitely an off year for Verlander.
You also have Anibal Sanchez, who was very dependable for him last year. Mm-hmm. So you have 3 pretty good starting pitchers. I mean, that's why they made it through the playoffs. I mean,
absolutely, that rotation's top notch.
Yep.
They were only topped by the Red Sox last year, whose of course pitching staff just came out of nowhere, better than the Rays, better than all these other staffs known for good starting pitchers. So Verlander comes on top. We have the pick of his new girlfriend there, Kate Upton, so maybe that will rejuvenate him a little bit.
Pumping some fastballs.
That's for sure. But last season, definitely,
or he's gonna be wore out. Could be a.
We'll see.
Look on the other side.
Now we are banking on the fact we think he's going to turn it around. Last season he had a 3.46 ERA. A 1.31 whip. That is not good. That's not top 10 worthy. But we do think he's going to, bounce back. Last year his strikeouts were way down, and that's what he's known for. And we've seen guys like that in the past, like a James Shields type, where they have that off year. You wonder if they can bring it back. And, Verlander's a future Hall of Famer.
And he's one of those ultimate competitors. When he's on the field, man, he's doing everything he can to win. I think he'll bounce back this year.
I agree. I think he is going to bounce back. We do rank him slightly over Max Scherzer there for the Detroit Tigers. Like you said, with Annabelle, a very tough rotation, very solid, and they're going to contend once again. Coming in at number 7, David Price for the Tampa Bay Rays. Last season really started off very rocky. He did right the ship at the end of the year. He ended up with a 3.33 ERA, 1.10 whip. Yep. Very respectable.
He was lights out for like 5 games in a row. He was just he was killing it. I think he walked like one batter over five games pitched. I mean, he really turned on. David Price to me is kind of like the head case pitcher right now. If he's got his head in it and he's good to go, he's going to be one of the best pitchers in the league. Sometimes he kind of gets out of what he does best, and that's when he experiences issues. Yeah,
absolutely. And one thing me and you were talking about a little bit earlier, before we started recording, is he just needs to get his strikeouts back up. That's something that kind of slipped off last season, but we do see it happening.
I'd like to see him bring that changeup back. I think he's really starting to form a good changeup, and once he gets that, those strikeouts are going to come, man.
Absolutely. We'll see David Price last season, a little bit of an off season. He had the Cy Young the season prior. Can he bounce back? We shall see. Coming in at number 6, Felix Hernandez.
King Felix.
Guy who's been doing his thing for a long time. Believe it or not, he's still only 27 years old. Last season was kind of an off season in his book. I mean, he had a 3.04 ERA, 1.13 whip.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Still a good season. I mean, he's had his last 8 seasons, he's had over 200 strikeouts in every season. I mean, that is dependable. He's going to come through. He's going to do what he needs to do. And for a while there, the Mariners were giving him no offensive help. So, he's found a way to still win. He gets a lot of strikeouts. He's one of the better pitchers, but he's kind of fallen off a little bit from what we're normally used to seeing, and that's why he's a little bit lower on this list than you would think.
Yep, absolutely. Like I said, he's still very young for as long as we've been seeing him destroy, so to speak. And last season, a little bit of an off season, but we're seeing the Mariners improve. They signed Fernando Rodney to close out the games there on the back end. And that's definitely a place where I think you're going to see King Felix, keep having success. So
could be a dangerous team this year, man.
All right, and we're going to go ahead and end it here for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. We'll give you the bottom 5 and, of course, our number 1 starting pitcher for the year 2014.
Bet you don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
We'll see. The mystery will be solved, guys. We'll see you then. Peace out.
All right.